Hey y'all, welcome to another video. If you are brand new here, my name's Cameron and I just competed in my first Raw Nationals powerlifting competition, if you have no idea what that means. If you're not new here, welcome back. You probably just came from my Nationals vlog, and so in this video I'm here to just debrief the weekend and just talk about how I felt going into the meet, how I felt during the meet, how the meet went, how I'm feeling after, and answering some questions that you guys asked on my Instagram about competing at Nationals. So without further ado, let's get started, baby. I don't want to be talking forever, so let's get right to it. So leading up to this meet, I was feeling pretty confident. There was a moment, like a block out, where like my deadlifts were falling flat and I was getting super in my head, like what the fuck, like I could barely lift 400 off the floor, but it was just a bad week. And then the week after that, like deadlifts freaking were flying and it just boosted my confidence. It really just took like one really good day to make me feel like, fuck yeah, we got this. So I was feeling pretty good during prep. The week leading up and like the few days leading up to like when I had my flight and when I was traveling and you know the couple days before the actual meet, woo! I just had like this constant like pit in my stomach, just that like uneasy, just like that anxious feeling right there, and it was so annoying. I freaking hate it. I was just like, I know God's got me, I know I can do this, I'm confident, but man, what the heck is this anxiousness? And man, I cannot wait till this is over. I really was just like, I can't wait till this is over. And I just was so excited for that freaking like stomach ache to go away. And that the same thing happened with my last meet, and I'm pretty sure like it's happened at every meet. It's just like, it just happens, but then as soon as it starts and I hit my first squat and then things start kind of rolling, it definitely dissipates and it's more like hype and adrenaline and excitement, but the days leading up to it freaking sucked. So my goals going into this meet were I wanted to at least hit a 400 plus squat. And my really high goal, actually it's still on my wall, which I think is so cute. I'll grab a clip of it so that you can see, but I have like my top like best case scenario numbers written down, which was a 420 squat, a 231 bench, and a 462 deadlift. So those numbers are like best case scenario. Like I show up and I have superhuman strength. Like those were reaching. I wanted a minimum of a 226 bench so that I could say I finally benched 225. That's been a goal that I've been chasing for like 3 years straight in my journey. So I wanted to hit a minimum of a 226 bench. 231 would be also cool. That was like reaching. And then really wanted to, one, PR my deadlift because it was well over a year since I added anything to my deadlift. So I just wanted a PR, but I really wanted 460 plus. So I wrote those numbers. I've been looking at them as, you know, I've been going about prep, just like mentally preparing and just telling myself like, you can freaking do this. So those were like my really high on the list numbers. But also it didn't matter how the numbers panned out. I just wanted to hit a 500 kilogram total and a 500 dot score. If you don't know what a dot score is, it's basically just in powerlifting, it's their scoring system so that they are able to compare everyone against each other. So they take your gender, your body weight, and your total weight lifted, and then it generates a score so that women can be compared against men, and so that we'll have like an overall everybody like score system to see like how they're ranking. So I really wanted a 500 dots. My dots going into this meet was 476, so that was a lot of dot points to add to the total, but I was like, that would be so cool and such an awesome milestone to hit like at my first nationals. So like above all else, I wanted a 500 kilogram total, which would then put me at a 500 dots just based off of like my body weight. And then other than that, I was like, and then it'd be cool to place like at least top 5 in my weight class. But like most importantly, powerlifting to me is such an individual like sport where like I am competing against myself and I'm just trying to beat my previous numbers and like do my personal best. So like who cares whatever anyone else is lifting? Yeah, it'd be cool to win top 5, but like I really just want to hit my 500 dots. So morning of, woke up at the ass crack of dawn, and I didn't drink anything. I didn't eat anything because I wanted to weigh as little as possible, because weighing as little as possible is going to help generate a higher dot score. So I showed up to the venue. We're waiting in line to get our weigh-ins done, and down the hall they had like a scale so that you could check to see where you were at. It wasn't like the official weigh-in, but I wanted to check. So I weighed in, it was like 158, but that was with my t-shirt on, singlet on, socks on. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my socks and my t-shirt off when I weigh in so that I can shed like at least like a pound, maybe, we'll see, because I really wanted to weigh in at like 156, 157, and I think that is what would put me at 500 dots. So when it came time to weigh in, some girl said like, technically you can weigh in butt naked if you want. Like you literally, there's some women who like take everything off, like bra, underwear, and I was like, ugh. First of all, I didn't know that. I don't think I feel that comfortable with these chicks that are weighing me out, that like I want to just like boobs out and all that, but I definitely just went down to bra and underwear and took my socks off, and I weighed in at 157, and I'm so glad I did that, because like I said, even the tiniest bit of weight is going to affect your dot score. So weighed in, and then I found like the room that all the platforms were in. They opened it, everyone flooded in there. I grabbed a platform, and then by this time my friend Chris, who was so nice enough to fly out there just to help me, and like I already had a handler, like my coach was handling me, but he also had another lifter that is his athlete that we were literally competing against each other, same weight class, very close numbers, and he was handling both of us. So it was nice to have Chris come, who is just a friend of mine from my gym, just come to kind of help me too, and just like be an extra person, which was such a help. So thank you, Chris. So he showed up, we got there, and then a little bit later my coach showed up. So at this point I was so freaking nervous. I'm like, can we just start? Because I just need to hit my first squat and then we can continue on with the day. But like I freaking hate this stomach ache. So after I weighed in, I immediately started eating my buns, which are just my dinner rolls. I had a banana, I was eating some peanut butter honey, just trying to get as much as I could in. Before we even started warming up, I made sure to go over to where my platform was to look out at the platform, you know, the rack, the bar, the crowd, just to kind of look and like take it all in. I highly recommend you do that if you've never competed and you're at your first competition. Or really, it's just a good habit to have at every competition, to just go out and like, okay, this is what it looks like. This is what I'm gonna see when I walk out there. So you're not just like so totally shocked when you walk out and you're like, oh my God, there's like such a huge crowd staring at me. It's good to take it all in before going out there. So I made sure to do that. And then we freaking started. So warm-ups felt iffy. Like I didn't take any videos of the warm-ups, but the bar, like it felt heavy when I was unracking it. I was like, oh shit. And like walking it out, I was like, this feels a little heavy. But then like the weight was flying. Weight was absolutely flying. So that's always a good sign. And I went out and I hit my opener. So I opened with basically 370 pounds. It's 167.5 kilograms. Went out, bars loaded. This is it. This is what I've been literally training like years for, because the day that I signed up for my first meet, I knew I wanted to make it to nationals, and like my goal was to like take this as far as I can and like one day compete at nationals. So this has been a long time coming. So bars loaded, I walk out there. I was feeling a little like shaky during my warm-ups. I was a little bit worried about like my legs being shaky like they were at my very first meet, which was horrible. Like I almost missed my opener because of like how much I was shaking. It wasn't too bad though. I walked out there and I hit my opener and it freaking flew, but my dumbass didn't squat deep enough, and I have never had an issue with depth. I hit great depth all the time in training. I purposely try to keep my standard of lifts like very, very high when it comes to depth. Well, not high depth, but you get what I mean. Like a low depth, but high standards. I want to train exactly how I'm gonna train or lift at a meet, so that when I get to the meet, I'm not like, oh shit, I can't hit depth. So I hit depth all the time. So this was just partly nerves. I was just nervous. I didn't know how it was gonna feel, and I just cut depth short and I got 3 red lights. So that sucked, but I wasn't like, oh shit, like I can't hit my second because of how fast it moved. But my coach and my handler, my friend Chris, were like a little bit like shitting themselves inside because they were like, she better get this freaking second lift. Like, she better freaking hit this, because if I didn't hit my second, like what the fuck? Like, would we just repeat it? Or we'd have to like risk taking a jump to a third and not getting it. And for those of you who don't know, if you don't hit any of your attempts for squat, you're out of the meet. You can like still compete after, like as like a guest lifter, but it does not count. So they were a little bit scared. We jumped from 370 to 391, which was my last meet's 3rd attempt, like my current all-time meet PR. And we made the jump. My coach was just like, whatever you do, just like sink the shit out of this. Don't even worry about like moving it really fast. Like, you're gonna get it, even if it's like an all-out grind, like an RPE 10, just hit this freaking depth, because I needed to get myself on the board. I couldn't bomb out. So we loaded 391, go hit that shit. I sunk it and actually moved really, really well. So then we made the jump to 413 pounds and I was so excited. I was like, I freaking got this. I know I can. And I went out and I got that chip. So I was like on cloud 9 after squats, and then the rest was really smooth sailing. Bench went fantastic. Like, I'm so happy with how bench went. And I've been dealing with like shoulder, bicep, like weird like armpit pain since October. Like a long ass time ago, I've been dealing with this same issue and pain, and we've been managing it. We've taken like deload blocks and then it comes back, and so it's definitely affected my bench a little bit. My bench has been a little bit detrained recently. I think I've lost a little bit of strength with just having to like take a whole block to deload and just like yeah. So bench lately has been like and I was not the most confident in like how it was going to move on meet day, just because of how it was moving just like leading up. And opener freaking flew. So 203 pounds was my opener. And I was like really excited to open with 200 plus, because I'm like, if I found my second and third, at least I have like a 200 pound something bench on the board. So that's pretty cool. So I hit that. Second attempt freaking flew. And then third attempt, I'm like, we are fucking loading 226. I don't care how slow it's gonna move. I don't care how crooked it may move. I don't care how much I have to fight, how heavy, like I'm getting this. And I was just telling myself like all those things, like, you freaking got this, just push it up. Like, imagine it's like a freaking loved one under a car and you have to save them. Like, anything I could do to just tell myself like, there is literally no option to fail this. Like, this is your time. You have been working towards a 225 pound bench for years, and this is finally your time to get to attempt it. So we loaded 226 and I freaking got that shit, and it definitely was a bit of a grind, but like not that much of a grind. But I'm glad we didn't like make any higher jumps. I think that's really what I had on the day, and I was on freaking cloud 10. Is that a saying? Because I was on cloud 9, but then I went up to cloud 10 and I was so freaking excited that I finally hit that. Like, oh my god, I was so excited. So moving on to deadlifts, we opened with 425, which was my 3rd meet in a row opening with 435. Bro, it freaking flew like it normally does. I tend to peak so fucking well at meets, especially on deadlifts, in squats. I've had a meet in the past where I didn't peak the best with bench, but with my coach now, like that was with an older coach. With my coach now, bench has peaked both meets. I just peak so well. Like, the taper really does its job, and I'm so thankful for that. So like, I know not everyone who competes is like gonna hit a new PR, or they might not like match what like their training numbers are like in the gym, but like I always hit PRs. I'm not trying to jinx myself right now, but there's been enough of like a pattern to see like, bro, you just freaking really, like the taper just does wonders for me. So 424 flew, we jumped to 446, which was my very first meet, third attempt, all-time PR, my first meet, which was a little bit under 2 years ago, so it hasn't quite been 2 full years since competing. And I just think, wow, like so full circle at my first meet, I hit this like huge PR at 446, and then now it's my second attempt, and hopefully in the future will be my first attempt. So 446, first of all, I walked out there, I'm getting all ready, and I go to grab my headphones because apparently this is a habit I formed. And I didn't know it was a habit I formed until I went to do it and they weren't on my head because I'm competing. And then I felt all embarrassed, and like this is all happening so fast, but in my head I clocked it. Immediately when I went like that and they weren't there, I clocked it and I was like, that's embarrassing. Hopefully nobody caught that. I don't think anybody caught that. But I did, and so then I bend down and I'm like, oh my god, like so many thoughts going through my head while I'm literally setting up. But I grab the bar and like I twist into like my setup, and the bar rolls, like the weight, one of the plates like starts rolling forward, and so like I go to lift and then it kind of rolls back, and so my starting position on my second was absolute dog shit because the bar rolled and then it was like away from me and I like yanked it, but then it still moved really well regardless. So little funky, but it moved well. And bro, there was so much like debating for the last lift because we're down to like the last few women of this whole session. Like we're left, like all the platforms are done. It's like down to this last group of women, all the 75 kg women. And there's some big pulls that need to be had for, you know, certain women to try and like pull into, you know, different placements and try and place top 5. And I didn't know this, but I just found this out, that this might just be like at a national level meet, but you have the option to change your last deadlift attempt, like number that you're going to attempt like 2 times. And this is used to like bluff other people and like trick and like psych out other handlers. So like if you put your attempt in like at way higher than you're actually ever gonna pull, it could psych out someone else because they're like, oh shit, Cameron's about to pull 470 pounds. Like in order to beat her, we have to up our attempt. And so like, but then you can switch it at the last minute and bluff them out, and then you don't actually hit that number. So like, I didn't know you could do that. So when we got to the end and there's a few women left, like shit was going down. Like obviously I'm just standing there with my headphones on, just vibing out, just trying to get hyped up because all I have to do is walk out and pull. But like my coach and my friend Chris were like just going so crazy. They really were the whole meet. Like every time I saw them, they're like in a corner and they're like talking, or they're out in the hallway and they're just like, they're looking at their phones and they're whispering, and like there's so much strategy that goes into like the attempts and just looking at all the other lifters and seeing how they're doing and seeing what we need to like attempt in order to like beat them in place. And so that's all going on when I'm just like trying to vibe out and just like freaking lift heavy. So at the end, my coach gave my friend Chris like full reins to just like pick my numbers, and he wasn't gonna have any say in it. And then my coach Skylar was going to focus on his other athlete. And so me and Chris were talking, and he was kind of urging me to try and pull like 468, but at that time I'm like, I genuinely don't think I would be able to pull 68 today, which I wish I could, because that would be a 3 times my body weight pull one day soon. But I was like, I genuinely don't know if I have that, and if I don't have that, I don't want to risk not hitting my 500 kilograms, my 500 dots. Like if I pull 462, that would secure my personal goal. And so I believe if I had tried like 468, it might have pushed me into like 3rd or something like that. But we went with 462, and I'm so thankful we did, because it was a grind. Like I think it scared my coach and Chris a little bit. Like when I started to pull, like it looked like, oh no, she doesn't have it. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, she does have it, because it just kept going. And I fought through that shit. And I knew I was gonna have to, but I was like, you have grinded out like really hard deadlifts in the past, just do it the fuck again. Just go freaking do it. Like I was just telling myself, I don't care how long of a deadlift this is. I don't care if it takes freaking 5 whole minutes to get to the top and lock out. I'm not gonna stop. And I didn't stop, and I locked that shit out, and I secured my 500 kilogram total, my 500 dots, and I hit an all-time PR on every single lift, and I couldn't be more happier. I seriously couldn't be more happier. So after that, I was just on freaking cloud 11. Really, I was just so happy it was over, happy that I hit every goal I wanted to, that I didn't injure myself, and I really felt like great. Like physically, I felt like really tired, but like physically as in like my body and muscles, like I didn't really feel sore at all after competing. And all throughout prep, every freaking Saturday was an SBD day, and it wasn't just 3 heavy singles, it was freaking squats and heavy back downs and bench and reps and heavy back down sets and deadlifts and so many like reps and sets, to the point where like every freaking week it felt like I was doing a powerlifting competition and more. I would be at the gym sometimes 4 to 5 hours because it took so long. So going through that every week, I genuinely think really helped me and really helped prepare me for my actual meet, to where on my actual meet day, like I was so peaked after my taper and so well recovered that only having to hit like really 3 heavy singles at my meet, like that ain't nothing but a thing. So it really didn't cook me too bad. But after I hung around a little, they did awards. I got my award. Unfortunately, I didn't win any money. But I spent so much to get there and to go there and for pictures and for this and that. Oh my God, I spent so much money. And it would have been really cool to win money. But next time, maybe, like even if I did win money, like first place in my weight class or in every weight class wins $1,000, and that wouldn't have even covered what I spent. So whew, whatever though, it was for the experience and the fun. Speaking of the experience, such a fun time. I met so many people. I met so many people who like follow me and watch me and like support me on social media, and that was so cool. I honestly loved it. Like everyone was so sweet, so kind, so adorable, and it was really cool to like put faces to the people that support me and follow me, and it was just so fun like meeting new people. I was in the bathroom during my meet and I'm washing my hands, and there's a girl next to me washing her hands, and she just goes, "I love you." I was like, what the fuck? She's like, and I'm like scared of you. And I was like, oh my God, like don't be scared. She was so sweet. And then her friend, she was like, my friend loves you too, you have to come say hi. I'm like, oh my God, like what's your friend's name? She said her friend's name was Emma. Hey Emma, if you're watching this. So I go back out to like the warm-up room and I see her friend, and I was like, oh hey, I'm like Emma, and she's like, oh my gosh, you know my name. And I was like, yeah. Yeah, they were just so funny, so cute. It literally made my whole day. Like it's just so sweet, and it was so cool just meeting people. So I am overall so fucking happy with how the day went. Shout out to my coach Skylar, who's been amazing and just helping me get to where I am and helping me build the strength and helping all 3 lifts improve. I'm thankful for my friend Chris for taking his time and his money to come out and to be there to support and help me. Like I'm so thankful that he was there. Such a big help. And yeah, good vibes all around, and that's what gets me really hyped. Like it's not a specific pre-workout. I don't even take pre-workout. I had my Alani Nu to sip on, but it's really just like the freaking music, having a good fucking playlist, and like good music that I can dance to. Like dancing hypes me up so much. Like I'm sure you guys have seen it in my just videos of me at my gym. So when I'm at a meet, like that's what I need to get me like really hyped up. So it was great. Like it just couldn't have gone better. My plans for the future, I don't have any like current meets. Honestly, every single meet I've done, it's like there's always an immediate next one, you know, scheduled. So I do want to take a little bit of time to just like chill and not like have to focus on like, oh, a meet and like count down the days. It's gonna be a long off season. Me competing at nationals automatically qualifies me for the next year's Raw Nationals. So a part of me just wants to freaking take the whole year to just build for next, you know, nationals. So it's gonna be a long off season. We have a lot to work on, a lot of freaking gains to get and to chase. So I'm very excited for what I'm gonna do during this off season. So that is the plan going forward. But without further ado, I'm just gonna answer a couple questions that you guys asked on my Instagram. Great question to start off on. Somebody asked, we all saw the hard work you did to prep physically, but what does your mental prep look like? And what I will say is all throughout prep, I prayed so much, and I am a firm believer in how powerful prayer is. And so I prayed so many times before my lifts, after my lifts, and just every day that God would protect me, keep me strong, give me the strength on meet day, protect me on meet day, and just honor all my hard work. I was like, God, like, you know how much work I put in. Like, you see it when nobody else does, even though a lot of you guys do. I know I post a lot, but like, even the times that, you know, you guys don't see, God sees, and God knows how disciplined I've been, and he's given me that discipline for a reason and for a purpose. And without him, I literally couldn't do it. And so I just prayed very consistently, like, God, please go in with me on that platform and just give me the strength to hit the goals that I want to hit. Like, please, God. Like, I just prayed that so often. And prayer is so powerful. And not only that, but just simply the way that you speak about yourself is so powerful. We hold the power of life and death in our tongue. What you say over yourself and about your life can literally change your life. So I would say things like, I am strong, I got this, I can squat 400 plus, I can bench 225, I can pull 460 plus deadlift, I can and I will, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm not gonna be nervous. And I would just speak positively and speak what I wanted to happen. And that is going to play a huge part in your performance and just literally your life. So speak positivity over yourself. Like, if you're somebody who's really insecure and you battle with like self-image and like you literally hate yourself, like, even if you don't believe it, start speaking positivity over yourself. Start speaking the things that you want to believe, and you will believe it. And prayer is so important. God is so real. God created us. He created you for a purpose, and that you need to get to know him and build a relationship with him in order to walk in your purpose and really come to know like what his purpose is for you. So talk to him. I talk to him all the time, and I'm trying to do better about prayer. I'm really like staying on top of my prayer life and making that a priority. That's what my mental prep looked like leading up to my meet, and I'd say it did freaking wonders. How long did it take you to get to this point? I had my first meet in December. Any tips? Oh my gosh. Congrats on signing up for your first powerlifting meet. That is so exciting. How long did it take to get me to this point? Well, I really locked in 2021, January 1st, New Year's Day 2021. And I was just lifting, like hitting legs 5 days a week, like started squatting and deadlifting here and there, questionable form, and I didn't bench until later on in 2022. So then that's when I kind of found out like what powerlifting was. I met some dudes at the gym that were like obviously always bench pressing, and they told me like what the 1,000-pound club was. And then that's when I started benching and really prioritizing all 3 lifts. That was like 2022. And then I just like lifted off of vibes for the next couple years until I was like, okay, I'm ready and I want to get my first coach, sign up for my first meet. And that was beginning of 2024. So when I got my first coach, I had already been just like lifting pretty consistently though for a good 3 years. And then I signed with my first coach, signed up for my first powerlifting meet that year. So my first competition was 2024 in August. So it's almost coming up on 2 years. But yeah, good luck at your meet. I hope you freaking crush it. Just try to go have fun. Like, it really will be so much fun. And just think of your meet as doing literally what you do every day. You're just gonna show up and hit some lifts, and that's what you do every day, nothing to be worried about. So yeah, good luck, and I hope this is the start of your journey and many more meets to come. All right, next one. If I want to get into powerlifting, but I'm currently just not that strong, should I still try? Of course, there is no level or bar that you have to, well, actually, technically there is a bar. You have to be able to just squat, bench, and deadlift the bar to be able to compete in powerlifting. So if you can do that, which I'm sure you can sign up for your first meet. So there is no level that you have to be at. You have to hit these numbers. So it's really up to you and whenever you feel like you want to. So honestly, sooner than later, like why wait? Sign up, have fun. Life's too short to wait around. Like do the things you want to do and go have fun. Like you don't have to be that strong at all to sign up for your first powerlifting meet. So I say go for it. If you can't afford a coach, that's okay. If you can, I highly recommend finding a coach. That will definitely help like prepare you for your first meet. But if not, just do your research. Like we have the world of information at our fingertips. So do your research on everything you need to know while prepping. Find a free program online, stick to a program, and that might get you a little stronger than you are right now. And yeah, so that is my advice. I think you should just freaking go for it. Next question. I just want to say you're definitely everyone's gym crush. Definitely mine. That's not a question. But if I'm everyone's gym crush, then tell me why my gym crushes never want me back or like me. It's always the ones that I don't want that want me, and then the ones that I do want don't want me. So if I'm everyone's gym crush, then why am I still single? Anyway, moving on. Everything keep going to PA. Pennsylvania? Oh, Powerlifting America. Powerlifting America. That is so funny. I'm like, Pennsylvania, I've been there. I've thought about it because obviously if you compete in Powerlifting America, you might get invited to Worlds, and Worlds is so cool. So I've definitely considered it, and I'm open to it down the road for sure, because it'd be really cool going to Worlds. The thing I hate the most is how much money is really put into powerlifting. Like, for example, if I competed in Powerlifting America and I was invited to Worlds, like nothing's freaking paid for. Like I still have to buy my tickets to go to some freaking country, spend thousands of dollars to fly there, to stay there, to eat, and it's just like, I just wish people were freaking paid. Like, I don't know. So yeah, it's just like frustrating. Like I've even like asked some of like the best in the world record holder lifters that have gone to Worlds. I've asked them like, are like flights and like hotels like covered for you? And they're like, oh no. Like they still have to go and pay for fucking everything. And like granted, they probably win some prize money, I think, I hope. But it's just like, oh my gosh, like I can't afford all that. Like even just going to Chicago last week was like a lot of freaking money, and I'm not at like money making level. Like I still live with my parents. I can't afford rent yet. I'm still grinding at my own business to be able to like literally solely just afford living on my own. So anyway, I'm definitely open to switching, and like with the idea of like, oh, Worlds would be cool, but I would just have to freaking be financially able to do that down the road. But that would be really, really cool. Last question, would you ever transition into bodybuilding? I've always said yes, absolutely. Then the deeper I get into powerlifting, I'm just like, do I really want to put myself through that? The level of leanness you have to get to bodybuild is so unhealthy. Like it is not a healthy sport. Like obviously gaining muscle and like eating a clean diet is, but like the leaning out part, I'm just always worried that like I would be really negatively affected by it, just because of when I ever have gotten pretty lean in my, you know, fitness journey, I lose my period like when I even still have like a decent amount of body fat on me. So it doesn't take me getting that lean to like not get my period anymore, and then my hormones are fucked up. So like I know for a fact if I was competing in bodybuilding and had to get that lean, like I don't think my body would like that. So I'm like, is it even worth it? I mean, all that to say, my answer is like yes, probably, but not for a very long time. Because like if you want to get really good at something, and like I mean really really good at something, you have to stick to that thing for a very, very long time, especially powerlifting. And I mean, I think I want to get really good at it because I feel like I'm still kind of like a beginner and I'm pretty freaking good at it. So it's like, how much better at this will I be if I give it another 5 years, right? Like, it hasn't even been 2 years since competing. Like, what's another 2 years? What's 5 years look like? Like, a lot of the women that were at nationals that were literally winning first place and breaking records, you know, it was their 6th, 7th nationals, or they've been competing for like close to a decade. So I just think like how much further I would be and better I would be at this sport if I gave it longer. And so that being said, switching it up and doing bodybuilding is not gonna get me any closer to those goals. It's literally doing the opposite. So, you know, it's like, do you wanna be a jack of all trades, master at none, or like a master at one? And I wanna be a fucking master at one, baby. Like, I want to be the best. I know that sounds like terrible, but like I do. Like, it feels good to be the best, and like I just want to be the best. And it's like you have to have that mindset in order to be the best. You have to think like, I'm gonna be the best in order to get there. And so you can't just like half-ass shit and like give up and try this and try that. Like, if you want to be the best at something, you have to stick to that one thing. So for now, I'm gonna keep powerlifting for as long as I want to, and who knows, down the road I might be like, I'm done with this, fuck this, and I'm ready to bodybuild. But as for right now, I'm not bodybuilding anytime soon, sorry. But we are about to start a freaking hell of a building season in a bulk, so you know, I will get to train like a bodybuilder and try to really grow my legs, but no bodybuilding competitions. All right, that sums up all the questions and my debrief on how Raw Nationals went. Thank you guys for watching. If you have anything you'd want to see from me, any video ideas, comment below. I'm always open to hearing what you guys want to see because this shit is tough. Like, thinking of ideas and content to make like is definitely hard. So if you guys, you know, want to see anything specific or have any questions or whatever, drop them in the comments. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.